Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 55 of Really Fake, and this one is titled A Date. And hello, who's this? You are an actual arsehole, you snap playfully, shoving your palms into his side repeatedly. A massage. How kind. He teased, wrapping his arms around you and then pulling you in front of his body so that he could lean over you from behind and waddle, with legs slightly apart, hunched over your body. What is it that you've brought me here for then? Grilled salted mackerel pike, he replied, turning his head back and forth as he passed each stall on left and right. And so why did you bring me here if you're only here for your date with your mackerel? He replied in a sassy tone. Come on now, don't be salty. Did you just... Yep, dick. Tell you what, Kuroo said as he finally spotted the stall and steered you towards it. Let's have a threesome. The lady he walked up beside whipped her head towards the two of you so fast you thought that she'd given herself whiplash. You, me, and this dish, he leered, staring up at the big sign over the front of the food stall. I top, he said. You can eat it out from under me. The lady's jaw dropped at your vulgar comment, but neither you nor Kuroo had noticed that she was listening in on your conversation. You or Pike? Kuroo asked, 'cause I'll eat you both. You sucked your top and bottom lip in between your teeth and bit down, willing yourself not to take the bait that he was obviously dangling in front of your face. Don't give in, don't say it, he's baiting you, be strong, you thought. Me, obviously, you blurted out. God damn it, Yin, you literally had one job and that was to keep your goddamn mouth shut, but nope, let's be a whore for Kuroo. Kuroo's deep, sexy chuckle caressed your ears, and your body broke out in goosebumps as he bent his head to your ear. Don't give me an open invite if you don't intend for me to follow through with it, he rasped, before straightening and stepping past you up to the counter. You two are disgusting, the lady beside you suddenly spat, and you looked at her in surprise. Sorry, what? You asked with confusion. Talking so brazenly about sexual acts out in the open. Disgusting, she remarked condescendingly. Okay, boomer, you deadpanned, and looked back at the back of Kuroo's head to watch him order. The lady started spluttering and spewing nonsense about disrespect, and how her mother was dying of cancer, and how you'd been rude and discriminating against her and whatnot, and at this point you were actually quite glad that you had gone up against Lisa and Nora because you just straight up ignored her, pretending like she wasn't even there until somebody stepped in and told the lady off for harassing you. Kuroo, who was still focused on getting his prized mackerel, didn't realise the lady, who was yelling at you, but when he turned around and saw the commotion, he was over in a flash. Is there a problem here? He asked in his best, pissed-off captain's voice. Most of the people there looked up at him, saw his size, and shook their heads rapidly at his intimidating, beady eyes as they glared at each in turn. The lady started yelling about abuse again, but a security officer suddenly appeared and dragged her away for a chat. What happened here? Another officer asked you, a female officer who had a voice that sounded familiar. I don't know, you shrugged, looking at her and trying to remember where you'd seen her before. She just started yelling at me while I was waiting for my boyfriend to get food. There was a moment of silence as the officer looked at you curiously, like she knew who you were too. Then it struck her. Yin? She asked. Yes, you replied with confusion. Do I know you? The officer took her hat off and then removed her glasses, and you nearly choked. Nora? Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about what happened in school. Lisa and I don't talk anymore. She was such a bitch, and I've been wanting to say sorry to you for the longest time, she blurted out. Oh, wow, it's okay, I'm past it, you stammered. Nora then looked at Kuroo. I see you two are still together, she smiled. I'm honestly so happy for you. Thanks, you replied awkwardly. Oh, anyway, would you like to press charges against that woman? I'll make sure it happens if you want it, Nora said with an earnest look in her eye. Nah, he replied, taking Kuroo's arm. But if she comes near us again, I'll release my greyhound on her, you pointed up at Kuroo. She cracked a smile and nodded. Okay, but if you need me, just ask me. I'm part-time with the security team. Yep, that's obvious, Nora. You nodded and smiled. Okay. Well, have a lovely evening, she said, before putting her glasses and hat back on and walking away. She should have said, have a lovely evening as the side chick to your boyfriend's main meal, you teased Kuroo, who was holding onto his dish with both hands, watching Nora walk away. I'd argue with you, but you're not wrong. He leered down at you as he walked off with you by his side. Hey, you pouted, then chuckled. After finding a seat away from the crowd, you both sat down to eat and chat. Surprisingly, Kuroo actually shared his meal with you, letting you take the best parts while he watched you with delight. Now, he said as he finished up, what do you want to eat? Is everything an option? You asked eagerly. Have they got sample plates? Because I thrive on sample plates. Let's see, he said, getting up and then grabbing your outstretched hand and easily hiking you up off the grass. The rest of the afternoon was spent jumping from stall to stall, seeing if they had samples and then swiping a few and critiquing them between yourselves before moving on. Ugh. You pulled a face at something you'd picked up and shoved in your mouth. What was this? It tastes like regret. Kuroo Hyena laughed. What was it? Was that from the last stall? Yeah. I want to taste regret. Let's go back. No, why? You're already dating regret. You should know what it tastes like already. You self-depreciated, turning it into a joke. That's not even funny, Kuroo said, grabbing you and cupping your face so he could kiss you right in the middle of the busy laneway. I make fun of myself so that when I say it before anyone else does, it doesn't hurt so bad. You whispered against his lips. That was probably the realest line that Yin has said in this whole entire book. Stay tuned for the next chapter, chapter 56, coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.